Yes, hello darkness, my old friend. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's not good. Maybe I should have moved some wool pallets. Those sheep are producing wool like crazy. Hi dog. It's morning time. There you go. Have food. I need to check on the bales of wool again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm guessing this one. This is the one that got knocked and I've knocked it. So it fills 2. Or it's in the position where two of the pallets spawn. Blocking 2 of the pallet spawns. So turn the lights on, turn the beacons off. I'm the only farmer here. That pile of tyres is annoying, but I can move them, they will be right back where they were next time I load the game in, so let's lift the arms off the ground and problem with that is it might spawn a new pallet right where I just lifted that one up. Okay, push the 5 button, release the pallet. So we need to get back quick. But I can come in from the other side if I screw this up completely. I hope. Well. Oh. Okay, so there is now room to spawn another pallet right there. It's a lot easier if there is one partially filled pallet, because obviously that one is the one that's going to keep filling. You just have to avoid it. Okay. Taylor, good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning stream. As you can see, we are making wool in a big way. And we are now pretty much mid-spring, absolute midway through spring. And this is all the wool that we've produced this year so far. There was no hangover, unlike continuations, there's always hangover from last year, because the best time to sell wool is early late spring, or the first part of late spring, and that means there's still 2 days more of wool production, which I'm generally not going to be selling until the following year. So, and I think also, I don't think I produced any wool on day one when I was setting everything up. I bought the sheep immediately at 8 o'clock in the morning when the game started, and then spent time trying to figure out how to get them fed and what have you, but I got 0 wool production for the entirety of that first day. And I think it calculates how what rate of production is going to be at midnight during the daily reset, when it says, oh, you made X amount, you spent X amount on farm upkeep and vehicle maintenance and what have you, and income from sources like solar arrays and what have you. All of that stuff happens at midnight, and I think that's the reset point, possibly where it determines how much food are the animals going to eat today over the course of the day. And it would be so many litres per hour or per 15 minutes, and the same with wool production. It's going to be so much wool production per spawn point per 15 minutes or per 10 minutes or whatever the tick rate is. And if you've got no sheep at midnight, then your wool production per hour for the day is going to be 0. If you buy sheep at 8 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't reset the production rate until the following midnight. And probably the same with sheep breeding as well. Your sheep get born, but they're not going to factor into the wool production until next day. Oops, no big deal, but just something to be aware of. I am using the CSE pallet fork, which has you can turn off the collision box on it. So the only thing I have to worry about is stabbing the pallet exactly right. Come on. Okay. And also with the CSE forks is you can adjust the fork width. So I think the in-game forks are exactly the width of the widest part of the holes in the pallet. So if you don't hit it right, you're constantly bouncing off part of the wooden part of the pallet. With the CSE forks, I've got these adjusted in a couple of feet. So long as I'm approximately right in the approach, that's fine. And then all I do is I turn off the collision and the pallet stays exactly where I put it. Then I turn the collision on for fetching the next pallet. Now I've also got the realistic seeder mod, which means I have to buy the exact seed of what I want to plant, and there's no, just load up the seeder, drive out to a field, select wheat, plant. That's interesting. Why is there 3 pallets? Well, I guess that's just interesting. Okay, plant a field of wheat and then drive over to the next field and select a different type of seed. I actually have to unload the wheat seed and put barley seed in the seeder for the next field, and then I'll just be able to plant barley until I unload the seeder and change it for a different type of seed. And that also comes with pallet forks, which do connect to a pallet. So you drive the forks close to where the pallet is and press the same button as if you were connecting to a trailer, and it will connect the pallet to the fork, and then it won't fall off. I haven't found... I'm having struggles with that fork, so I got rid of it, and I've gone back to using the CSZ forks because they're a lot more friendly. So that's interesting. I was not expecting a 75% full pallet of wool to suddenly appear there. I was kind of expecting that to be, well, yeah, the unload area was full, so it couldn't spawn any more pallets. And so I was thinking I'd lost wool in the process, but didn't. So, good news. Okay, we'll put that down, we will turn the lights off, we'll turn the engine off, we will jump out, and we'll wander over to the house and plan the day. So, the sun is rising over Oakfield Farm Valley Place thing. Why is there a thing there? Oh, that's the broom. Okay. There's a yellow dot in field 6 on the mini-map, and I'm thinking, why have I got a piece of equipment down there? But, because... Okay, so we finished feeding them yesterday morning, then did a couple of contracts. I can probably hold off feeding the animals until later in the day. Oops. Cleanliness is 70%. Their health is still going up. These are now up to 82. They were up to 81 yesterday. That's a depressing amount of food. That's really a depressing amount of food. Fortunately, as I said, this is the grass in this field is automatically replenishing. The grass in this field isn't. So we're going to have to deal with that. Meanwhile, let's... where is our stuff? So field 25 and 5 are the clover. And those are still growing. Ooh, that's half grown. So we have nothing to harvest today, which... Yes, I wasn't expecting. I'm expecting the clover probably to be ready still 2 days from now. Contracts are... They still have a plow. They still have a pair of ploughing contracts, or 3 ploughing contracts, which are paying quite well, and some cultivating contracts. Cultivating contracts are generally quicker and easier, so we'll grab the class. Okay, we'll turn that on, turn the lights on, pick a contract. So 33, 28, no, 28, 35, 31, 28, 35, 31, 28, 35, 30, wow, that's... Wow. Nice. Okay, we'll do the one that pays the most. Cuss. Well, they're all owned by the same guy. Wow, that's just... How often do you get 3 contracts in adjacent fields? That's just awesome. That's the whole camera shift when I'm turning is a little disorienting. Not something I'm used to. Although that said, it is how I drive truck sim. I have a little bit of a camera angle turn when I'm turning. So I could probably get used to that. The whole shift view while I'm in cab, that kind of works too. Okay, come on, connect. I should probably turn the beacons on. I'm going to get out of the cab for now. Oh. Honestly, I don't remember what cultivator we had before I had to reset the map. I do have the animal pen extension, so hang on, let me go back. Maybe it's not upsetting the bracket with the straps. Oh right, yes. Yes, the realistic seed mod is not on. It's not on the mod hub, and I would have to. I can probably check. Hang on, bear with me a sec. Yes, it is on www.lsfarming-mods.com. So, www.lsfarming-mods.com. Now, that is a site you need to have a profile on. Oops. Why am I driving over here? Oops. But it's a nice mod, and also when you unload your seeder, it will unload into packets of seed. So I'm going to run up the top here. We'll get ourselves approximately situated. We'll jump back to the main farm very, very briefly. I don't recall which contract we did. 35. Which I believe is just across the street from 31. No, it's further away. Okay. I think it might be the big field. Yeah. So that looks like probably. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure if your cows actually need food right now. Let's try and turn it to 0 degrees. Okay, so jumping back to the main yard. Felt was good. Jump out, run over here. So with the mod, the seeds come in packets like this. And when you unload the seeder, they unload into packets like this on pallets. And if you have multiple pallets, you can pick one up and it will load into a partially filled pallet. So I think these are seed potatoes. If these were both partial fills, I could come over with the front loader, lift this front one up and hold it over the back one, and it would reload the back one. I have not had that problem with the water pump. I can only guess that there is a mod conflict, and that's why it's not working. Because I have had... actually, Daggerwin was having a problem just placing animal things. What was he placing? Just trying to place animal pens. He was having an issue placing animal pens on one of his maps, and someone did suggest it was because of one of the mods he was running just was a problem. So it might be that you need to dig through all the mods you've got running and disable them one at a time to see what doesn't work. I've currently got a private Chellington Valley map running, and the measure mod isn't working. Now the measure mod I do have on this one too. And yeah, not working. So I now have a new mod that doesn't work with measure, which is a shame because I like measure. It's an easy way to do approximately fixed length trees without having to go off with one of the big tree chopping devices that you can say, yeah, chop me 8 meter length trees, and it'll just chop down and grab the tree, chop it down, and zzz, 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 and there you go. Lots of 8 meter, precise 8 meter lengths. The measure mod allows you to chop down a tree with a chainsaw, place a marker, and then walk down the length of the tree, and then every 8 meters you can cut the tree. It doesn't make, it's not a precise measure. Or at least it's difficult for you to walk along and get precisely 8 meters from where you started, plus hold the chainsaw at the exact same angle every time. But you end up with approximately 8 meter lengths of wood. So I kind of like it because I'm not getting into forestry as a major profession. I'm kind of amateur forestry with farming going on. So if I want to chop down trees, I just want to grab a chainsaw, chop down a few trees, cut them into 6 or 8 meter lengths, load them on the back of a truck, and take them down to the sawmill. And maybe a couple of days during the summer months when I've got nothing better to do, type of thing. I'm not getting, I can't remember what it's called, the big tree chopping devices. Now I'm going to have to look it up because it's bugging me. Buffalo, these things. Scorpion King. Yeah, I'm not buying those because if I've got £500,000 to spend on the farm, I'm going to buy a forage harvester or a bigger combine. But it helps with supplementing farm income over the course of the year. And it kind of speeds up the tree chopping experience because I don't have to drive the truck alongside and then eyeball the log against the truck and then drive along its length and cut it into 6 and lengths that will fit on the logging bed. But as I said, I don't know which of the mods I'm now using doesn't work with it. There's a whole bunch of mods I've now loaded as standard. for my game saves, so I may just be ditching what is it, the measure mod. I think there was another one somewhere. Oh, I think it may be the logger, which I don't have loaded. Mod also has a measure capability. The one that basically lets you chainsaw away tree stumps and things like that. So that might be an alternate to the measure mod, and when I get some time, I'll take a look at it. But for right now, how are we doing? Oh, it's 20 after 11. Figuring we're probably nearly done for the day. But yeah, as far as this farm goes at the moment, we really have no jobs to do until our clover ripens and is ready to cut, and then we'll be able to start making our own food for the sheep and getting that all settled in. Obviously we're going to need clover for